So here's some interesting financial news. The stock price at Netflix, which is completely changing entertainment, is down dramatically. 40% just this week. Why? Well, Elon Musk put it this way, quote, "The woke mind virus is making Netflix unwatchable." So at CNN, where there is a shortage of self-awareness, supply chain issues apparently, the House eunuch took the opportunity to squeak, to gloat about the fall of Netflix. Watch this.
Netflix getting awful reviews for its poor Q1 earnings report. The stock tanking right now. What it means for your sharing of passwords and much more. Netflix, more like Notflix. It's pretty bad. I think what happened for Netflix for a while, they were high on their own supply. They believed they were the future of everything. Everything was going to be streaming all the time. And maybe that's not quite true.
They were high on their own supply. They convinced them of something that was implausible. They told themselves lies. Yeah. Well, it turns out that CNN's own streaming service called CNN Plus is now shutting down. Fox Business's Charlie Gasparino predicted this would happen weeks ago. In response to that, the spokesman over at CNN, Mac Dornick, wrote back and scolded him. Quote, "For the record, we are very happy with the launch of CNN Plus and are bracing for a long run of success." Weirdly, viewers didn't agree, even though CNN Plus went on to air several bombshell exclusive interviews, including one with Tony Fauci, where he said he's for mask mandates. And yet, weirdly, nobody watched. Charlie Gasparino called it right. He's a reporter for Fox Business. Our friend joins us tonight. Charlie, have you gotten a call from CNN apologizing?
I'm not holding my breath either. You know, listen, I've been dealing with flacks complaining about my stories for years. They were in the Trump administration. They were in the Biden administration. They were all over Wall Street. So, Mr. Dornick, just get online. You know, what can I tell you? The interesting thing here, I think, Tucker, is why they ever thought this thing was ever going to work. You know, think about it. CNN's programming, and I have friends over there, you know, they have a political point of view. It kind of matches what the Biden administration is doing. The Biden administration's approval ratings are very low. Okay. Good point. That's going to hurt their ratings. Then you throw on top of that a foray into streaming. Streaming's a difficult business, as the Netflix examples you just put out shows. And you get probably some of the worst programming from that low-rated cable news network, such as Jake Tapper's book club and Anderson Cooper telling us how to be better parents. I mean, think about that for a minute. They got some blowhard from NYU, Scott Galloway, talking about tech. I mean, the guy, you know, I don't understand why people would tune into this guy. And I guess Chris Wallace, the aforementioned Chris Wallace, who, you know, I'm not going to critique his journalism abilities. I'm sure he's very good at his job. I don't watch him much. I didn't watch him much when he was on our network. But I'm just going to say, that's not going to sell it. You need something to sell it. And I think that's the problem they have. And it took probably David Zaslav, who I know very well. I know what's in his mind, and that's kind of how I got onto the story. About 35 seconds to say, okay, we just pumped $500 million in this. We have a big budget. And guess what? We have to get $4 billion of cost savings because we just bought Discovery, just bought Time Warner. And as you know, David runs Discovery. So where's the low-hanging fruit? CNN Plus. That's the first one.
Do you really think? I keep reading that they spent, and I'm all for news companies spending a lot of money, you know, particularly in the silent. On the other hand, could they really have spent $1 billion to bring you like a Tony Fauci interview with Chris Wallace or Nick or whatever?
Let's be clear. It's $500 million, which is still a lot of money. But yeah, I mean that's the problem. I mean, if you interview, I mean, think about how predictable the programming was. Jake Tapper's book club interviewing Tony Fauci about mask mandates. I mean, are you going to walk away with that with blaring headlines? You know that look what Mr. Fauci is saying, Dr. Fauci is saying about mask mandates, and that's part of the problem with their program. It's predictably left progressive on the cable side, and it's predictably boring here. Hey, listen, I have friends there. They come at me and say, "Oh, you guys are predictable." I said, "Really? Am I that predictable? Is Tucker Carlson that predictable?" No. I mean, that's why that's TV. And
one thing I'll say in Fox's defense is we're not pompous and self-satisfied.
That's true.
That is, you know, well, you need to do this. It's like, I don't know what you should do. Stop telling me what to do. How's that sound?
That's always been my attitude.
Amen. Great to see you tonight. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tucker. Talk to you.